Have you ever heard the story of one of the most terrifying fire disasters in American history? It happened in New Jersey in 1984 at Six Flags Great Adventure Park in the Haunted Castle attraction. The Haunted Castle was basically what it says. It was a haunted house that sent you in down a maze of long hallways that were completely dark with various things that would pop out and scare you in one area with a strobe light, essentially to disorient you and cause you fright. On May 11th, 1984, around 6:30 p.m., approximately 30 people were inside the haunted castle, taking the 3-minute journey through the dark and twisty tunnels of the actual attraction. At around this time, one of the actors working as a scarer on the attraction smelled smoke and walked out into the hallway. There, he could see heavy smoke coming from one area of the attraction. He then went outside out to the front, told the people working out front not to allow anyone else back in, then went back inside and went and called the fire department. When the fire department arrived on scene, the fire had already advanced rapidly through the 17 trailers that made up the haunted castle that had plywood fitted inside. The first arriving engine attempted to advance a hand line through the front entrance of the attraction, but only made it approximately 20 feet before significant flames and heat forced them back out and had to attack from the rear of the structure. The fire was declared under control at about 7:45 p.m. that evening, and the fire department would do an initial search of the structure. They found no victims at that time, but did not announce anything. It would take about 2 or 3 more hours before they did a secondary search of the structure, and what they initially believed to be mannequins that were part of the attraction itself were actually 8 bodies of teenagers that had become trapped in the fire and died. The fire was determined to have started in the back corner of one of the rooms. You see, this room right here was known as the strobe room. Inside was a strobe light that would flash randomly in order to disorient you. But unfortunately, as guests were walking through, they would bump into this back corner. So the park decided to put some polyurethane foam on this back wall in order to soften the blow from walking into plywood. But on the night of the fire, the strobe light would regularly stop working for several minutes at a time. So at that time, a 14-year-old boy was walking through this room when the light went out. He pulled a light out of his pocket, lit it, and was using it to guide his path when he walked into the polyurethane foam. His lighter collided with the foam and ignited the foam, which then spread rapidly. Many people who made it out alive said they didn't know if the smoke was part of the attraction or an actual fire because there were no smoke detectors, there was no general alarm system, there was no sprinkler, and the emergency lights inside did not work. It's likely these teenagers became disoriented in the smoke and the confusing layout of the structure and never had a chance. 7 of the 8 were found right here, and 1 more was found here. The amusement park fire still remains one of the deadliest amusement park events in America.